everyone, this is Sean Crawford with Rainwater Management Solutions, here to talk to you today about the WFF300 Vortex filter. This is our largest Vortex filter that we have, meant for basically rainwater runoff and stormwater runoff separation of solids. So what we're going to do, so it's got about a 380 micron screen in it that's going to separate out the solids from any runoff on the roofs. So what you'll see here is a rainwater, that's our inlet, that's our outlet down here. Typically, you're going to have an outlet at the bottom. This is a display unit. You're going to have a filter insert inside of these. You're going to have a lid that goes on top. So for this display, we don't have the lid on it, but this lid could be a poly lid or it could be a steel lid that goes on top. When you take that lid off, what you'll typically see is basically this big metal crate that we've taken off as well, just for display purposes. This is a safety feature that just makes sure if the manway is taken off, nobody else walks in and falls into the unit. But as you can see down into the unit, you have the water coming in. Here's your filter screen. This is what you need to service. So this is the actual maintenance aspect to the unit. So the filter screen needs to be serviced 4 times a year is what we typically recommend. Sometimes we more or less, depending on how much water is running off and the contamination load. So just to show you what typically comes with the unit standard, we typically get let's call this a lifting handle. So this lifting handle is meant for placing that down into the unit, lifting the screen out. And if you wanted to, you can get what's called an extension handle. This goes onto the unit and extends the unit even further. That's in case this unit is buried, it's deep in the ground and you need to actually get access to it and you don't want to put your arm all the way down there, can't reach your arm all the way down there. This unit would probably have an extension tube on it, pretty far in the ground. This is just basically to go down and extract the screen. So if you look in there, there's these knobs in here, and that's what you'll basically twist the unit. It'll catch onto those knobs and you'll pull the filter screen out. But for this display, I'll just show you, we can lift the filter screen out. It's stuck on this gasket here. This is the filter screen itself. This is what you want to service. So we have some pictures online you can see as well on how to clean the unit, but typically some type of simple green or some type of solution to clean off the mold. To get that off the filter surface itself will help to spray that on, and a brush as well to clean the pores out. What you want to do is you want to make sure you can see through the filter screen. You can actually pull it up in the light and look through and see that it's clean, so the pores are clean. Because if they're not clean, then the water will not pass through the filter and go into your tank. So a common side effect of folks who haven't cleaned their filters in a long time, 2 years, 3 years, they won't be collecting rainwater. This is actually a good safety feature because it won't let contaminated water go into your tank. Downside is you're not collecting rainwater. So it's important to pull that screen out, clean it off, make sure you can see through the pores. Putting it back in is pretty easy. Just drop it down, make sure that the top with the knobs are up. You'll see a gasket around here. What you want to do is make sure it sits in like that. It'll drop in and it'll be flush with the gasket all the way around here. That way the water is actually passing over that gasket, over the stainless steel curve here, and hitting the screen itself. After you do that, you put the safety guard on. If it's underground, if it's a sealed unit, you'll just put the lid back on. You can also put if it's a below grade, you can actually put the heavy 12-ton or 60-ton lid back on it as well. Make sure that's secure and tight back down so it doesn't come loose. And that's it. That's pretty much servicing the WFF300 Vortex filter.